being said, do we have any questions before we begin?
I'm ready, Dungo Master.
I'm ready.
Today's a good day to die.
Maybe. Not to put too fine a point on it, but maybe. That being said, on our last session of Stake My Heart, you guys were continuing through the valley to the north of a small little orcish village, which you eventually went to. After dodging some ghosts and some strange characters on the road, you did indeed come to the defensive, if not hospitable town of those orcs who eventually welcomed you in, treated you fairly as best as they could, and you hung out with a ritual. It was a surprisingly short session, but a lot happened. There was religious awakenings, perhaps. There was a good conversation. Certain cats took off certain masks. It was very eventful. If there's anything else you can think to add, now's your moment.
Racist orcs.
Only a little.
Also, we learned that our cat girl has 4 ears.
Yeah. We made it canon.
Oh yeah.
We made it canon. Our cat girl has 4 ears. We love it.
She just hears very, very well.
Why she has such high perception?
It's true. The passive perception is very high.
Yeah, but she's also got a hot dress, though.
True.
That is also true.
Oh yeah, we got her the little bandana to
It's
cover her
cute.
ears if she wants.
A little shawl.
It matches the pretty red dress.
Very cute.
Indeedy do. That being said, you remain in the village of Crag at the current moment. Moreover, this is the time where you are deciding where you want to go. Generally, your paths take a fork. There's one path to the left, there's one path to the right, and as we know, zoop, it takes us to this map, the left path being the left, the right path being the right. Last that was discussed, you guys intended to head west and then round back around to the east, around this salt pillar over here. Is that still
Yes.
the plan?
So
I think so.
I'll recap it just in case anybody forgot. I think the plan last time was to go do this skull fight so we could get the treasure
Ooh.
and the long rest. And then once we get to Winchester, we can do the long rest or the fight in any order. So the idea was going to be we do the fight first because we just are coming from a long rest, and then we immediately get another long rest.
Since you
Yes.
said, Chris, the fight was supposed to happen in the city.
Yes, the fight will occur within Winchester or its general surroundings.
Gotcha.
So both of these are in the same location, so they can be taken in any order.
May I also give another thing, which I think was kind of like a side idea we had, but it's also kind of silly, is that if you go back to the other map, Chris,
Dun, 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 dun.
we were thinking about, that treasure chest on the left.
Yeah.
We're like,
Then
So,
Chris said that we couldn't get this long rest twice, though, I think.
correct. And then there was an additional thing you learned when you went to Crag. Remember how they said they had a large treasury where they recently found a treasure from the vampires? Wink.
Hold on.
huh? We gotta go back. We gotta steal the treasure.
Treasure?
I mean, technically, you're still in the village, so...
But it's like, are we gonna steal from these people?
Yes.
Huh?
This is,
Huh?
Wait, sorry, wrong character I'm playing. Never mind. Please continue.
Yes. Why not?
They were only nice to us. Fuck them.
I mean, we could inquire about.
They
this
could be
treasure.
nicer.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But I feel like if we travel that way to the left, we might just straight up run into the brigade. In which case,
Absolutely.
And to emphasize again, there was a treasure over in that direction, and then the orcs, who you're currently near, have said they recently found a treasure from that direction. You might not find
but
anything
we
if you
can-
go west.
yeah, but we could double check.
Of course.
maybe
What if they
they
drop
found
something?
maybe that's some coins. It's just some free, loose change.
They drop some copper pieces on the road.
Copper!
Just-
You just see Scraw pecking at the door at the dirt like a freaking pigeon.
This picks up like, oh, another one.
Copper. Peck,
Um,
peck,
I mean, we've never really checked out the treasury because I think the way it is, we kind of went over there and they just kind of laughed at us and told us to fuck off, right?
Yep, there were two very burly guards there, and you guys are like, "What's that in the treasury? Can we go in?" Nope.
Oh.
So they said that they found it. What if we take a trip into the tavern and keep our ears to the ground a little bit?
There is no real tavern here. There is a communal drinking hole that the town uses. But otherwise, it's just where all the various orcs hang out for all sorts of entertainment purposes when they're not working.
Let's go to the how about, what do you guys think? Let's go to the hole, right? Let's go to the hole trademark.
Dude, I'd love to stick my head in the hole.
I bet you do, honestly. Out of everybody, I bet you do.
I'd go to hole.
I
follow
go.
Batman.
I go hole.
Yeah.
Understood. You head into one of the larger tents in Crag. It is quite impressive with all the drapery that they've got going on, which blows just gently in the high desert wind. Everyone is minding their own business. The area is filled with lots of grunts of Orcish. Everyone is generally merry, but you do notice that quite a number of the people are doing that sort of thing where it's like, I'm on duty. This is my beer while on duty. But otherwise, they all seem attentive. You are minded as you walk in. What shall you do?
I mean, if they're gonna look at us, I would just straight up walk up to the bar and just at least order a drink.
Indeed.
So we don't really go so that we don't just stand there in the door in the hallway. It's just like, hello.
Yep. They
Squall looks around for drop copper and pecks at the ground like a pigeon.
I want to find somebody to arm wrestle.
There is unfortunately no dropped copper. You do get yourself a very hearty ale that has a little bit of gruel at the bottom, so it's all swishy and has a bit of solids in it. Give me.
I love my chunky drink.
It is a chunky drink.
Ooh.
It's actually quite tasty though. It tastes of wheat. For your arm wrestling, you may try to make a persuasion check, but you must make it a disadvantage because it didn't go so well
Please.
last time.
I just want somebody to fucking arm wrestle with.
You could just talk to me.
12.
They are still amused at your attempts to challenge them.
12 isn't good for Nora, at least. That's all I'm saying. That's very charismatic for her. I headbutt a table.
That sure is a not one. That's
You certainly
Shut the fuck up.
headbang that table. It has caused quite the ruckus, and everyone is now laughing and jeering at you.
so like they do just book. Just like just like a sound of just head empty.
Scrawl goes over to Nora and says, No, like this. And he pecks the table.
Oh, duh. I try again. 1 second. I do it at normal this time, not disadvantage. Duh.
Very good.
Understood. We take the first roll.
While Nora proceeds to give herself a concussion, Russ is going to strike up a conversation with the bartender.
Indeed, he's cleaning a few
Distracting the
stuff.
minders. Don't worry.
Yes. It's the end of just Russ starts talking, but hears it, turns around, and then just kind of scuttles 2 seats over just to not be associated with what's happening over there. Just goes. So, quick question. I heard apparently that they had with the treasury that's been happening. Apparently they picked up something from the vampires a couple days ago.
The woman busies herself cleaning various glasses while she listens to your query and says, how does she say it though? Oh yes, from those filthy bloodsuckers. We made good work of them from what I hear.
That's good to hear, absolutely. Losing a couple more of them is definitely helpful for everybody. Question is more like, what exactly did they pick up?
They tried to take the path around Crag, taking all their gold out to the coast. We liberated them of their possessions.
So we're just dealing with some gold in itself or anything further?
None of my business. It's treasure that makes our clan more strong.
Well, that makes sense by all means. You know, going for strength is always the option, especially in coin. So, like you said in itself, was it really just gold, or what were they specifically? Was it like a delivery? Was it just a treasury treasury pack that was getting brought around, or anything further?
I have 2 pups and 6 kittens to take care of. I don't care what the warriors do with their time.
Would you know by chance anybody who might have been involved in that?
She names a few people, points them out. A few of them seem like the biggest and burliest of the bunch. They do seem quite fearsome upon inspection.
Right. Russ is gonna pay for his drink and then just gonna take it with him. It's just, thank you, I'm gonna have a conversation with him.
As you
And
will.
He's gonna make himself over to the group of the burly men sitting in the corner, probably laughing about whatever the fuck just happened with Nora.
It is true. They have thrown many cups. Nora is quite wet at this stage.
Damn, you can't say that about me, not in public.
I mean, you are sopping with ale. I hope it suits you.
Bring it, I'll fight any one of you!
Yeah, right. I can see you've. I see you
Headbutts
all
on the
have.
table.
We take the first roll.
Russ turns around. Is like, I see you've seen our comedian of the group. It's quite a lively one. I'll give you that.
That's a word for it.
It's one word to describe her, that's for sure. So, lads, I heard that you were specifically with the troop that figured out that whole treasure from the bloodsuckers. Was that it?
Huge pile of them, all burnt to ash.
Nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Absolutely. So, in itself, was it just... What did you find in there? Was it gold, or was there anything specific that was brought over?
The one in the center of the table leans in on his elbows. Even leaning down, he's like twice your height. And he says, "Who's asking?"
Who's asking? Someone who is interested and is also potentially on the same side of you when it comes to dealing with these bloodsuckers.
Your skin's not green as far as I can tell, cat.
No, but I certainly can do my best to be as strong as you greenskins, so... How about this? If you're very much not willing to give that information, how about a little bit of a game? How about a game with a little test of strength?
He seems bemused by the suggestion and is willing to at least listen to it.
How about this simple? In the end, all I would like to see is the information of what exactly you got yourself out of that whole thing. If it was just gold, but then again, I'm seeing you guys, and I'm also knowing these bloodsuckers out there. It's probably going to be a lot more than just gold. To tell you this, you give me the information if I win you against one of you guys in an arm wrestling match, and if I lose, 2 rounds of drinks from me for all of you 3.
You think thousands of gold is worth an arm wrestling match?
Thousands of gold? No, the information of what you found. You think I want to get the gold just after an arm wrestling match? You think I'm crazy?
What do you think we found then?
What do you think we found? Probably a lot more than gold if we're dealing with those bastards.
They travel with their banks and whatnot. Hooey on that. We took it from them, and we don't plan to give it to anyone.
I mean, who said we're planning to give it to anyone? At the end of the day, we've also been kind of around, and if we see something you might enjoy, I don't mind trading a thing or two if we find it useful ourselves.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
We got drugs!
We do have drugs. Yep, that's about what I thought.
Hold up.
God, it's good. It's
wait.
good.
Hold it!
Uh-huh.
I'm
Hold the
holding.
line!
What was that?
Never
That
mind.
was always-
Attack rolls, go ahead.
Nope, never mind.
Suck. I can't make your suck better.
I I mean, to be fair, that's about, welcome back, everybody. I've missed all of you. Please continue, Chris.
We roll like shit in this campaign. Woo!
The men do seem to be quite stern on them. It seems that being soldiers as they are, their mission was to slay those vampires and take what they had, and they accomplished it. They also seem to be insisting that the things that they stole, be them items, but it seems predominantly gold, supports their clan. So they are, whereas they might be willing to trade on normal occasions because of their isolation up on the mountains here, they are even more reticent to consider a barter.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, the way I'm seeing it, if you guys are not really talkative about it, by all means, I'd still be enjoying myself a good little arm wrestling match here and then. See if, you say you're capable warriors, right? Little Puss in Boots over here wouldn't be scaring you, huh?
Give me a persuasion check for this as well. They kind of look over to the unintimidating geode over there banging their head into the table, and they decide they'll give you the arm wrestling match.
It's that simple. You just have to approach them quietly and calmly.
What did they say?
Hey. Huh? Oh, these fellas, I'm gonna have an arm wrestling match with them. Is that a bad thing, Nora?
I fucking hate you.
Why?
I fucking hate you.
Why? Are you at least
making arm wrestling match?
Are you at least making yourself useful and putting a couple nails on your forehead before you do it?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, Russ puts his arm in a position for the over.
Scrawl waddles up and slaps Rust on the back. You stole what Nora wanted! Ha ha! Guidance.
Give me a performance check, please.
Performance check? Oh, where even? Hold on.
So you give him a nice old slap on the back, but you see someone across the tent say, "Hey, no cheating!"
It's just to kind of cover up for that blunder. Russ is just kind of has the arm out and just feels the guy's like, "Hey, now, try to make this fair here, all right? It's not like the other cities. Yeah, these people are some good folk. We need to, show them some proper respect in here. At the end of the day, if they're as good as if they're as good as killing vampires as they are at arm wrestling, at least I want to make sure it's on even ground, huh, fellas? Come on, who wants to step up first?" Russ puts his. Russ, as Nora keeps on fucking crying from the corner again, she's not getting her arm wrestling match. Russ just kind of flips her off before getting the arm back in position.
I throw a cup at his head.
It bounces off the helmet.
Yeah, it's just dunk. It's like
it's just like from out of frame, you just see a cup hit him in the head.
He picks up the mug and says, "Excuse me, fellas," and chucks it right back towards Nora.
It bonks off the gem.
Tink.
Right, where were we?
That being said, the guidance did go through. It did touch you. Are you trying to convince them that you need this guidance to help you along?
I'm trying to convince them on the idea that he at least respects them, that he wants to make it an even fight. So he's probably not going to use the guidance.
Understood. So you do something that uses the guidance, and you are back to
it was hitting Nora in the head with the mug. That's the guidance to hit Nora with the mug, and then continues on making it an even fight.
Done did. Whenever you're prepared, give me an athletics check.
Understood. Athletics.
Don't roll like garbage.
Oh yeah, very funny sub. 21. Yeah, no, the arm. He's like, all right, prep for it. He's putting the arm into his, and suddenly, just immediately on the ground. It's like, all right, okay.
I bet you took it now, right?
Yeah. The Russ just kind of looks over to Scraw, and just you see the orange eyes just glaring at you. It's like, yeah, all right, very funny. Yeah, all right. Fair enough. See your point. You are definitely warriors, that's for damn sure.
They spend their time high-fiving each other.
Right. Fair enough, fellas. All right. You know what? Even if we didn't get the information here, because in the end of the day, where we're going, we could honestly use as much help as we can, but... You know what? I like you guys. So, he kind of waves over to the bar and was like, "Hey, for this table, round of drinks on me."
Done did. Pay up 3 gold for that, please.
I will do so. I will do so from our group bank because I realized I do not have the money. Whoops! Whoopsie!
Tiptoes
Suddenly,
over to
Scrog
Scrog.
isn't laughing.
Excuse me.
This is Scry's
Raw now, yeah.
Scry's like the oh. Shade exploded.
No!
Poor bastard exploded. The idea of just like he raises the arm to like waves him over as Scry's laughing, and then just like the one meme from Far Cry is just he laughs and then just immediately serious face towards Rust as the money gets
Yeah,
thrown
that's
out.
exactly what it is.
That's the fucking way. It's that
Oh, he's no longer laughing.
it's that one just
Yes, that's the one.
So yeah, Russ pays up for the people and is like, "All right, fellas. So do you usually hunt when it comes to these bloodsuckers? Do you usually guys do that only within these areas, or are you also traveling outward?"
Only here. If we went further to the south, we'd be attacked by the villagers.
No, I get what you mean. That means also you probably understand this area quite a bit, don't you?
They do indeed. What are you inquiring about?
So, the way how I'm seeing it, we got a couple people that might potentially be, looking for us. And the way I'm seeing it, you guys, are not really much of a fan of the Bloodsuckers, are you?
Of course not. They ruin our lives. They ruin our clans. Even our traditional, what's the word? Even our traditional ways to move about freely as nomads. They break everything.
So, I'm assuming you guys hunt. When you hunt, I'm assuming you guys have some traps as well.
No traps. Just raw brute force.
Just raw brute force, understood, gotcha. Well, the way I'm seeing it, if you guys find any way that might take care of these people and like not engage them by all means, they seem to be a lot more, honestly, I say respectfully, tougher than you folk. Perhaps find a way to just get them off their get them off our tracks, because what we're trying to do, we're trying to deal with the big one. We're trying to make sure that fucker is no longer messing with either your clan or any clan out here. And I feel like you're capable people. So what do you say?
Persuasion
bit of
check at
assistance.
advantage. Oh!
20.
So, once you start mentioning that you're interested in fighting the Bloodlord himself, the bulky men here seem to share some like quiet like glances to each other. And after your brief speech, they say, perhaps there can be aid given if certain people are given a guillotine.
But, unbelievable. What do you mean guillotine? Why would we use a guillotine? That'd be way too generous, excuse me.
Oh, that's
gonna try
before
to
the
do it
fire,
straight.
don't worry.
Oh, absolutely then. But that's also why, gentlemen, why I was so interested in what you potentially found within there. If it's just gold, then sure, keep it to yourself. But like I said, if there would be more to it, I'd at least be willing to look at it and potentially find a trade for it. Even if you don't want to give that away for your own safety or clan, that's fine. At least potentially assisting in keeping these people off our track would be definitely helpful. If you want to give you raw strength, then, gentlemen, seems like the right place to go.
For our clan, we need the gold. But I can tell you this. There are rumors down south, near the Salt Pillar. The mages move west, giving all trinkets and baubles out to the coast. Perhaps you can liberate something for yourself.
Mages in itself. Are we talking mages that work with the Bloodlord, or just random mages trying to survive?
They contract along with the impronounceable one out by the lake. They show the general map of the area to show what they're talking about. Ding, 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 ding. There's a treasure here. It might be a treasure of mages. They also speak of this man.
Right, we wanted to talk with that guy anyway. That makes sense then.
So
he goes.
basically they're saying that there are caravans that head this way, out toward the coast to the west, that are transporting items from that mage tower to the vampires out west. So you can expect that whatever this is, it's likely magical. It also tells you what the threat is.
Magic.
Because as you should remember, no treasure is just treasure. It's always accompanied by vampires, and they are always ready to fight.
Gotcha. So what type of threat are we dealing with these guys? It's just the mages, you mean?
That is what they're suggesting, that whatever
Gotcha.
whatever the people who are taking those cargoes to the west, it is likely magical inside, and the people driving the caravan are also magical.
That is indeed good to know. We might actually... If you guys can keep quiet about it, we might as well just try to take a little bit of stuff for ourselves, if that's the case.
We never
Take a little
said
bit of
word.
inspiration. Take a little bit of inspiration from strong fellas like you, huh? Right. Regardless of it all, appreciate the lovely conversation, and honestly, the way I'm seeing it, also a little bit of a cracked wrist, so appreciate it. And by all means, if you should see anybody from the brigade coming through here, you never seen us, understood?
Couldn't have imagined it. We probably killed you.
Wonderful. Fantastic, even. You fellas enjoy the rest of your day, alright? Enjoy the drinks.
They give you some parting pleasantries, and you leave the conversation.
Russ is gonna walk over to Nora and is like, you done?
What?
You want to go for one more?
One more what?
One more table to try to crack with your forehead.
One more
Oh
concussion.
yes, absolutely.
On the same table you've been working on for like 15 minutes now, you finally crack off and one of the legs bends.
I just want to crack it in half. That's all I want.
Not quite in half, but you did break it with your head.
Fuck! Okay. Good enough. They have a concussion.
Russ just kind of raises his voice and says, "There we go, we got it. Here you go. We got at least one crack off of it.
I
Good
punched
stuff,
Russ.
Nora."
I punched Russ.
It's just in the shoulder or just straight in the gut.
I punch him in the gut.
He's not dodging that. He's just. Come on, you hammer.
You'll
Just
break
gotta
it.
waddle.
Like that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It'll take many head bashes, but you'll fold eventually.
Yeah, alright. If you're gonna try to break me like that table, then you're probably gonna have to wait a long while for that to happen. I'm just gonna walk out.
I
So,
can't tell if you're fighting.
why are Uncle and Aunt fighting with each other?
Most
What's
of the time
happening?
when I tell people I can break them, it's a compliment.
Fair enough. Alright. I'll take that. So what do we, for the sake of it, what are we gonna do with our boy? What are we gonna do with Shane? I just kind of felt like, I know we had this entire moment, but I'm also like, are we good? Should we, I mean, just, he said power borked, so just give him a bit, but still.
He also said 1 second, so I'm optimistic that he knows how to
Yeah.
fix it.
Yeah, it might just be a small fix. I'm not too, that would not be too much of a problem.
Poor Shane.
It depends
Shane
on you
will
all.
be fine.
You all
Shane
agree.
Oh,
will-
no, absolutely. Oh no, absolutely. I'm waiting for Shane first to see if it works out. Like, I just gotta hold on for a minute.
Anything left in town that we want to do?
Not too much here.
I
It do be
mean-
a small town.
We went shopping. We had a conversation. We figured out that it was just gold in the vault, essentially.
Quote unquote shopping.
No shopping.
Excuse me, do I point at fucking Alana's dress? We damn right we went shopping, excuse
We
me.
already had that dress.
We
The
bought
shawl.
it here.
No, the shawl
No, we
was new.
didn't.
It doesn't matter, we bought something here.
I do agree. There was shopping that occurred.
Trying to hit me on the fine print, Summer. The fuck is this? Are we in court?
I do hard drugs.
Nice.
I used
Good.
one of the fate dice.
Oh no.
I die.
I use all of the fate dice while doing hard drugs.
I eat scraw.
Oh, no.
I just
I'm not even a part of this.
I just consume him whole. Just boom. Just that's it.
Scraw. You hear
Scampering
Scraw
over.
screaming the whole time.
This took a turn.
The entire party explodes.
That is a good point, though. I'll see if anybody here wants some of the gob leaf that we have.
How much gob leaf do you have? How much?
God.
9.
9? Oh.
9.
Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Oh yeah, you wanna hike off the gob leaf? Is that what you wanna do?
Want to hike off the gob leaf persuasion?
Hike off the gob.
That is sufficient. They would be willing to part with 4 gold per tick of gob leaf.
Oh shit! I don't think any of us are gob leaf smokers. We lost our hobgob.
4 gold.
All right, I guess we doing it.
4 times 9.
36
Big money.
gold for us.
Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies.
36 gold. I will update the group inventory.
Scraw puffs up at the
Yes.
sight of it.
A little Barbie love gold.
I don't think it's even really the value that he likes. He just likes that
Shiny.
it's sparkly and
Yeah.
shiny. Hence why he's so taken by the Electrum, even though it's worthless.
I forgot about the fucking Electrum that you guys did.
You can periodically see Scraw playing with the Electrum in the background.
This useless
got-
piece of shit.
I got 4 EPs.
Trying to think of other stuff that we could do over here. Just well, oh, we also have Skip.
Oh god.
Isn't that the one that
Listen.
ruins lives?
Yeah, you guys want to do
Yes.
Skip?
That's the one that makes you time travel, but only for yourself.
We also
Can
got
we, like-
Ambrosia.
You time
What if
travel,
we
but
just
only
like
in one
save
direction.
that to force feed it to someone?
That's true. What about the Ambrosia? Do you think these guys would like Ambrosia?
Would they like ambrosia? I mean, can you remind me what was the effect of ambrosia again?
Let me double check the actual effect, but basically, lots of euphoria is the answer. It is a very popular natural drug, in fact.
We might just. I feel like we can keep the ambrosia because we might just see some very fucking depressed people and they'd be like, you know what? Drugs good.
Yeah, but we're also giving sad people drugs to make them feel better.
But hey, that just means they're willing to be paying a lot more for it. All right, think financially here for
I
a
don't
second.
want to make sad
Okay,
people pay
but-
for a euphoria drug.
Also, consider this. What if we get really sad on this
There you
trip
go.
and something
I
happens?
point.
What if
That's
I start
us.
Thinking, what if I start
We
thinking
are
about
the
my
sad.
wife and I want to get high as shit?
Listen, if you get depressed about your wife, Russ is gonna share an ambrosia with you. All right, we're gonna be fucking drug homies. All right,
Where's my wife?
my wife.
My wife.
But
Listen,
yes, they generally boost mood. They also have a couple other effects on the back end that I won't reveal unless it is actually consumed. So you should consume it ideally when you want to quote unquote use it. But yes, it is a delicious fruit. It is about grapefruit sized. It has the texture of like a tomato. And if one bit into it, they would taste basically all tastes simultaneously. It is delicious.
So, hear me out. What if we want to get on better terms with some of the vampires we might meet? So what we do is we mix the ambrosia with the hemo bags. So as soon as they pop the cork on those and they take a sippy, they're like, this shit bussin', and they just decide to keep drinking.
I mean,
It could be basically just like we could just do a little bit of alchemy with it and just be like, hey, we're gonna give you this very good blood. How about you let us pass? It's like, oh shit,
but
this is
then
good.
why
Yeah.
wouldn't we just put the skip in the hemogen bag then?
Because here's my thing. Skip, if I remember correctly, Chris, skip is not a natural drug. I think it's a created drug, right?
Correct. It is basically like a non-natural form of hardcore opium.
See, that's the thing. Ambrosia is a natural thing, so if we might mix it in with the blood bags, it could be less of a chemical taste, meaning we're not fucking with them.
True. Alright, we still have 10 ambrosia though. Do we want to sell any of it?
I mean, depends on what
Depends.
we could just kind of like, open up the jacket and just be like, hey kiddo, what are you willing to pay for this?
Hey, what you want? You want any of this?
Heroes of the world, by the way, selling drugs in an orchid town.
When don't you sell drugs occasionally as heroes of
Listen,
the world? Fuck yeah.
It's par for course, honestly.
Yeah, I'll see if anybody's interested in buying any ambrosia.
Yeah, I'd say keep 5 ambrosia for ourselves, one for
I'm
each
keeping
bag.
at least 5. This doesn't seem like a very lawful place though, so.
But they could use the funny.
In discussing with various people to see if anyone wants it, it is indeed a very popular drug. They're willing to pay 2 gold a pop.
That's less than the gob leaf though.
Gob leaf's harder to make.
True.
How much would they just I'm not sure if we might sell it, but still asking about how much would they be willing to pay for the skip?
That is a good question.
Any
Please
y'all
hold.
want this? Any y'all want to skip?
Anyone who's going to skip the day and go for the next week?
There is no one in this particular town that seems interested in the skip, unfortunately.
Damn, you know what? It
It's
is
probably
what it
only
is.
elves that like skip. I'm gonna be real.
There's a lot of people who like skip. It's actually more popular with human populations, at the current moment anyway. They got a lot of problems, so it's good to just ignore them all.
Oh no!
Just skip them.
ooh.
They do
Yeah,
have
that does sound about right. Yeah, that checks out. So what you're saying is our clientele should be mainly humans.
certainly wouldn't hurt if you intend to sell.
Wait, that
Right.
ambrosia price too cheap for me though. I ain't selling.
Yeah,
the
no,
ambrosia.
I'm listen. I might not be Heisenberg, but no, we're not selling this shit that cheap. We're not doing this. I feel like I'm still thinking the ambrosia bags might just straight up be a good plan for later down the line.
True.
I could technically work on that because I do, as a matter of fact, have alchemist supplies, so I could start mixing that bad boy.
Do it now.
You want me to do it like with one as a test run?
Yeah, do it now though because we still don't have.
Yeah,
the
no,
game.
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know what, Chris? I'm taking 1 ambrosia and I'm taking 1 of the hemo bags, and I'm gonna try. Like Russ is gonna do some alchemy with it, try to make a ambrosia enhanced hemogen bag.
Understood. So you're basically trying to mix the ambrosia into a hemogen bag.
Mix it into the hemogen bag, so in itself the taste when a vampire would take it, assuming, would be a lot more enjoyable, meaning that they would want that.
I have a thought.
Go
Isn't
on.
there like an alchemist person that we have already like dealt with in this town
There is
that we
indeed.
could ask for advice?
Right, we could be like, hey, would you be willing to help us potentially with this idea? Like that, we could do that. No, I feel like, yeah, you know what? Let's talk
Or
to
at
the
least,
alchemist. in town.
Yeah, or at least like get their opinion on like how that would work.
Exactly. See if that would have an effect on the blood in itself. I'm not even sure if that'd be possible. If it just coagulates and just ruins everything. So yeah, no. Then let's approach with the alchemist in town.
Indeed. You greet them once more. The day following your bloodletting.
Greetings. Yeah, no, we're taking a little bit of a back step before that, but thank you so much again for helping us. We're feeling still a little bit exhausted, but a lot better. I appreciate it, absolutely.
Certainly.
We would have had a question specifically because I'm assuming that by the general feeling that I'm getting from this town, you're not really much of a fan of the vampires.
Oh, they can suffer all they wish.
Wonderful. I am very happy to hear that. What I wanted to potentially inquire was that we had a potential plan of enhancing these hemogen bags that we have with our little supply of rust pulls at this ambrosia to potentially enhance the blood, making it more appetizing for the vampires, potentially of both smell and taste. As an alchemist yourself, do you think that would be possible?
Of the fruit of the gods? This is difficult to say. The joy and the chemical delight of the ambrosia comes within the fruit. It is required to taste it to gain its effects.
That is in itself true, but wouldn't it be also working if the fruit in itself would be mixed into the blood bag itself?
This I am unsure of. What I could state is, if the blood was mixed with the fruit, perhaps there would be a change. Is there a way to combine the fruit? Make some strange, pulpy mass of blood? Possibly. But I would not bet my skill upon it.
If it would be possible, but you won't bet your skill on it, do you think that you would potentially still, if we would give it a try, assist us and perhaps see your own knowledge, maybe take some own pointers from our experiment?
If I were to try this experiment, I would need all the ingredients myself. I would also request a humble fee of 25 gold.
I mean, the way how we're seeing it when it comes to that, give me 1 second. Russ runs over for a team huddle between just him and Scry at the current moment. Should we do this when it comes to this idea? I mean,
No.
I understand. Fair point. I see your point. I understand. We shouldn't do that. Russ turns back around. Right, so while I do agree with you that it might potentially be possible, and as an alchemist myself, I'd gladly be willing to take some notes. The gold, when it comes to that, is still something that we might need. While 25 gold is a respectful price, especially for your services that you've given, we do need to count our coins where we're going. So I do sadly have to decline that. But I
Count
appreciate
them away. It matters not to me. A strange experiment, though.
It is a strange experiment, but I mean, the way how I see it, might potentially, if it works, be good bait if your hunters would ever have to deal with their kind being around here, don't you agree?
We would not waste ambrosia on a bloodsucker. We would take off their head first.
Wouldn't you? I mean, the way how I'm seeing it, vampires, at least from what we've seen, is a lot more than just bloodsuckers. They also tend to potentially all enjoy a little bit of blood. You're strong, I'll give you that. But what is more important? Making sure that people in this clan survive so you keep on having the advantage in numbers? Or giving up 1 or 2 ambrosia for a potential concoction?
It is not my ambrosia to give.
Russ kind of raises his arms. I mean, very well. Understandable. In the end, it was just offering.
Scrawl walks up and slaps a single electrum on the table. We'll pay you this!
A strange coin. I saw this once when I met a drow who came from the Underdark.
Oh,
It's in terms of, I lost their sentence. In terms of its value, it is less than that of a gold piece.
but it's pretty.
A very pretty.
Mm-hmm. Scrawl enthusiastically nods his head.
Yep.
Very pretty. Hard to part with.
They seem uninterested in the coin beyond that, but it is a pretty coin.
Scrawl's little birdie tail is wagging because it got acknowledged that it's pretty.
I mean, it sure is. That's damn
It's
right.
very
Anyway.
pretty. Yes.
Ah, Nora, welcome back. You blanked out for a second. You sure you didn't get a concussion from the tables?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Well then, the way how things are going, the alchemist said that even if it might be a possibility for this to work, it would be required for the fruit to be, from what I've understood, to be intact. So I'm not sure if this entire mixture would work unless we potentially pump the blood, perhaps, into the fruit. But
That sounds disgusting.
but perhaps pleasant for vampires, and you should know what that can help us down the road.
Okay.
Listen, I'm just trying to experiment here to potentially get an edge on these fuckers, alright?
Is it costing us money?
25 gold.
We should
The
have
For the
started
service.
with that.
So the alchemical experiment to put the ambrosia into blood would be difficult and cost money. And she is not the person who would splice blood into ambrosia. Is the Reader's Digest of what happened.
Okay,
Right.
so is it coming out the your pocket or the group pocket?
They settled not to pay
Oh,
based on Skraw's orders of the treasury.
I approve of Scross was
It was,
correct.
it was essentially just Russ, like, should we just, like, walks over 2 feet. It's like, should we scrap? No, understood. Turns around, walks back to the conversation. It's like one swift motion, not even like Russ stopping or something.
Nah, that was correct.
Right. Well, regardless of it all, one more time, appreciate and help when it comes to our sickness that we came into town with. I think if that's the case, we're probably going to be heading out now. So, to you and your entire clan, please stay safe.
With safety, my friends.
Absolutely. Russ will then proceed to leave the alchemist hut.
You are safe here in the town of Crag. Time does not pass until you leave. What shall you do?
I'd like to buy a house and stay here forever. Time does not pass. We are safe.
I would like to never leave.
And yet you must eventually.
Alrighty then. The way how things been going, we could leave, but I also want to just like 1 second. Let me ping our boy.
How you doing, boy?
He is online now. He is back online.
Oh?
He was offline before. He was fully dead. Now he's only partially dead. That is an improvement.
I'm having a fat night.
Are you?
So yeah,
Fat
we're getting deep dish pizza.
Ooh.
Kind of don't want deep dish pizza. I kind of
Oh.
I want to be greasy. I want Arby's.
Oh my god.
You
I'm
can give
doing
me
it.
the deep dish pizza. Teleport it over here, girl.
Got it, girl.
Thank you.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh.
Our Fridays are so unlucky, our poor boy.
We were really just. Man, let's hope that. My God, imagine if we switch time and then we actually start rolling good. It's just the
That
the
would be
energy of the Friday.
hilarious.
I would laugh and probably cry.
I would-
never
I
have
would
another
laugh.
campaign on the Friday ever again.
All right,
I'd
listen,
just be
guys.
like,
Starting next week, when we switch to Saturdays, we start rolling good, and you hear all of us start crying on mic. We're emotional, okay?
we will cry. You cannot stop us.
I'm gonna screenshot our initial rolls, our fun rolls at the beginning, and just compare it to whatever we roll next week.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that. Here we go. I'm screenshotting.
But yes, so we have possible options. One is we just wait until Shane is able to get back. We don't know when that'll be. Two, we can continue on. We can see if he would be willing to let one of the party members here play his character for him if combat is entered. As we know, combat is about to be entered. Or we could continue on, witness the potential threat, and then stop there, push the pause button, and see how things go from there.
Though
I
I
think
always
seeing the
feel,
threat-
yeah, I'm never really comfortable when it comes to like, hey, can we play your character so we can play the game while you can't? It's just like I feel a little bit weird about that. So I'd probably say tag him along until we see the threat. In which case, pause button, final check-in, and then either keep going or cancel.
That
That's how I
is a
feel
thing
about it.
we can do.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Nevertheless, you are in Crag. If there is anything else you want to do in Crag, now's your moment, but I believe the answer is no.
I think we're good. I can't really remember anything else that we wanted to do here.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I also believe this is the biggest expenditure of rations that you're going to do, so first measure the rations here.
Rashans. How many do we have those? Oh, Gog. 30 Rashans.
Yeah, you have quite a lot of rations, but you are about to use a lot of them. So let me know your measurements.
measure.
How many, wait, so yeah. Right, so depending on which way we're going, we're probably going to use more rations.
You probably don't need rations in the near future. You're pretty stocked on rations. The idea was that, like, rations were going to be kind of hard to come by. You guys have been, like, you went through in the early game to get as many rations as physically possible. So you're pretty set for a while.
So what you're saying, we're leaving the tutorial area, and now we need more rations.
No,
Got it. All right,
no,
we're buying
I'm-
60 more rations.
I'm saying if you ever get to 10 rations, then you should start getting worried.
Message received, DM. We're buying 30 more rations. We got it.
But yes, someone please measure, and then we will move the maps.
Right. So we're gonna go down the. From what I've understood, we're going down the left path. So, I'm sorry, the right path from our position. So, that's about it's about 3 rations when we go down this way.
Understood. You said
Yeah,
3?
It's pretty much 3 rations about whatever way we go, but I think we're gonna take the left path.
Understood. Go ahead and deduct that.
If we take the right path, that would also be 3 rations. So we're losing 3 rations nonetheless.
Once that is deducted, remove the
Understood.
additional amount of rations from the remainder of your travel.
Understood.
You may
How many
measure that
rations
when you're
would
ready.
this be? The up to the skull it is. Okay, so that is boop, boop, boop. So about to the skull 4 rations.
Yeah, let's just do straighter paths for that. Let's say.
Oh, we're
3
gonna go
rations.
straighter path. Okay, 3 rations then. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit more direct about that, but yeah,
That's
no,
okay.
we can go 3 rations. So 3 rations. There you go. Right, leaving us at 24 rations. In which case we would be encountering school, which is also right next to a salt pillar.
Yikes.
You are indeed heading to the skull at present.
That
that
would
is
be
the
the case.
current problem. What is this song? I do not remember. No, too spooky.
Please don't be the song. Please don't be the song. Please don't be the song.
Zoop. We move you there. And then we do some of that. And we do some of this. Before you move, I'm gonna do a thing. Where is my paintbrush? Where is the color red?
I don't like that.
Alright, so I have drawn on this map the color red. It is just a big ugly line. Whenever you see a big red ugly line, that is the cutscene for the combat in this area. Otherwise, you are free to explore.
Understood.
Okay.
In this
Well,
area,
so-
though, so in your travels, you begin to leave the high desert mountain area, coming back down into a bit of a dry grassland area. Everything's just a hint of a shade of like brown. As far as the eye can see, bolstered by the mountains to the west and to the east. You are deep in the valleys of the Inland Empire, although not to the true heart of the Inland Empire yet. However, the landscape soon changes as you begin to approach the intimidating Salt Pillar that is further to the south. The small road that is here does wind around it, and you begin to crunch along a mixture of dirt road and fallen salt. You also note that there are large cliff faces that have been formed here. You will note them. That's not what I wanted. Along here, these look like snowy, like ice packs. They are not. They are large things of salt that have fallen like boulders off of the salt pillar, slammed into the ground, and formed giant walls. You could scale them, but it is not advised. And it seems that other travelers through this area have found a path through.
Gotcha. So as of currently, there is no combat, and we're still allowed to freely roam. And as soon as we would hit the red line, that's the cutscene trigger.
Yep.
Understood.
Either the cutscene trigger or danger zone.
Gotcha. As long as we do need like see it, that's fine. So at least we can set up, quote unquote.
Scrawl would like to perception check to see if he can hear anything in this area.
Oh, okay. What? Ooh. Yeah, you can make that perception check, but
Can I do that? What?
You haven't turned the corner yet.
Oh,
Go a little further.
God.
Rust is gonna move over here and
Oh,
look down the path.
no.
that's lovely.
These individuals, who I'm assuming are humanoids, that are like salted, for lack of a better word.
They do seem to be made of some sort of hard material reminiscing that of salt.
Right.
Oh, I hate that.
We about to weeping angels out here.
Russ is just gonna walk past them and just gonna, you know what? Actually, he's gonna walk up to one of them, not touch them, but just kind of inspect them, like what is happening over here.
What are you looking for?
I guess a medicine check, perhaps, to check if this is a humanoid that has been covered in salt, or if this is something made out of salt.
So you could do a medicine check, but it would involve like inspecting their body, handling them, in other words. Given your reticence against that, you might want to consider another check first.
Understood.
That is just me as a DM. You can do what you want.
I think just perception check to potentially see like the demeanor. Were they surprised? Are they just like stuck in motion, or what specifically are we dealing with here?
Give me a perception check.
I'm sorry, I might have rolled that with advantage.
Yeah,
no, that's sadly a 12, but
that is okay, because that is plenty. They seem to be in various states of repose, in their hardened states. Some of them seem to be panicked. Others of them seem to be completely unaware. They're just like mid-walk. A few of them are like in a sprint position. And others seem to be like cowering in fear.
Oh God, I just realized.
Pompeii.
It's Pompeii or it's something else, but I'm not sure. What would I potentially know if are they properly made out of salt, or is this like another material?
For that you would need an investigation check.
I would love to do that. Let me just do that really quick and open up my character sheet again because it keeps on closing on me by accident. Investigation check.
Indeed. You take perhaps a knife from your alchemy tools and like scrape a little bit at the fixture. It seems to be rockish, as best as you can tell. It's not indifferent from the large stones of salt that have fallen off from the pillar that are forming the cliff sides around you. Although it's difficult to tell. You do note, as you begin to scratch off the knife at the person's body, a little bit like it kind of flakes off into a more powderish substance. So it's not quite stone, but that is the best you can determine.
How fucked up would it be to lick it?
That'd be pretty fucked up. Not gonna lie.
Russ just kind of puts puts a little bit on his finger, and then just kind of stares at it for a moment after Nora says that.
I wouldn't do it.
I mean, it's one way to tell if it's salt or not.
Is human salt cannibal?
You're not eating it, you're licking it. There's a difference. Like, I could lick your face and that's not eating you.
It's true. Faces would have a little salt on them.
I see it from this side. Even if I would want to lick it, tink tink. I got the mask in my way, so it might be one of you guys doing it.
Looks at
Scraw
Scraw.
squints.
Fuck,
Why?
What do you mean? Why are you looking at Scraw? You can look at yourself.
Scraw would like. Okay. Hear me out.
Yes. Okay. The courtroom is in session. Please listen. Lead your case.
I'm listening.
Scraw reaches out and attempts to break off his pinky finger.
Are you attempting to, or are you doing so?
I'm doing so, but I don't know how fragile he is. This is a fragility test.
Understood. Yeah, you kind of reach out and like you try to put pressure on it. Are you doing this with your wings? I would imagine.
Yeah, with like my
Yeah, you
hands.
kind of grab onto it and you put some pressure on it. It kind of cracks at the pinky, like right at the joint of the knuckle. You put just enough pressure to like not break it entirely, so there's like a little crack that fractured down the side of it. So you could easily break the fingers off, but thinking about it further, it wouldn't be that hard to break off one of your companion's fingers either if you really tried.
Scraw does it.
Popped right off.
Scraw looks into it. Is it like flesh and bone in it, or is it just solid salt?
You do see where there is bone. That doesn't seem to have calcified in any way. But any sinew or bone, or rather sinew or muscle that was there, that is completely hardened into a rock shape, a rock form.
Oh God.
Interesting. Scraw holds it out to Nora. Here you go. Popsicle.
Oh, that's the pinky bone, alright.
Popsicle. Lick it.
Right.
Is it salt?
I lick it.
It is indeed salty.
Yep, that's salt.
So what I understood is the bones inside there are still technically intact. It's just that the flesh parts, sinew and everything, just turned into salt.
Basically, yes. That seems accurate.
That's fucking horrible. Okay, sure.
Scraw tosses it over his shoulder and squints at this thing.
It clatters on the ground.
Right. Russ is just gonna keep on moving down the line. It's just right.
My wife would be so proud of me if she saw me right now.
Scraw stays here and stares at it and seems to be contemplating something.
So, seeing by the fact that these people are, while I'm not a proper medical man, most likely are dead, or at least in a state of complete salty stasis, would they have anything sort of like bags that are not salted?
Unfortunately not. You do see most of them have packs with them. Some of them, by the general look at them, seems to have been merchants, so they had like a proper big old pack where they were going to sell some wares. Others seem to have just like tote bags like the general adventurer would. Others seem to have just been villagers of some sort. You do note one of them is a vampire. You see the little fangs as he's like, ah!
Right, so even the vampires can be salted. Okay.
Salted, you even ask.
They have been indeed assaulted. That is true.
Boo!
Dude, I'll be here all day. So, but the bags in itself, they have been basically solidified with the people.
Indeed.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna make an educated guess and see, would Rust have ever heard of any reports of things like that relating towards the salt pillars that people just turn into salt?
Would I have heard anything at the salty spittoon?
You wouldn't have heard neither.
Understood. Okay.
Can Sorry.
No, I was gonna say like my player brain is like, oh no, this is. I feel like I know what this is, but on the other hand, Rust be like, that's fucking weird.
It's a Medusa, but salt.
It's a Masolta.
Basalta.
Masolta. Russ is gonna keep on walking. Then it's just gonna keep on looking at the people. So they're like different types of races, different types of people with like status, vampires. Like there's no sort of like a difference.
No unifying
there is a
features.
Okay.
That being said, both Scraw and Alana, who is here, don't worry, Alana is with you, both note something from your passive perception. You begin to hear a grinding noise. It's coming from the east. So it's just like...
Oh, God. Hold up!
Huh? What's the matter?
Scrawl, like, stops and listens, and you see his hackles rise. Do you hear that? Listen, there's grinding.
When Scrap
hear
points it out, do we hear it as well?
Indeed. It's more subtle for you, as your hearing is not as good, but it is there.
Can I make a perception check to see if it sounds like footsteps or like anything I can identify from it?
You wouldn't need to do that because you can already mostly identify it. It sounds... The best way to describe it, imagine two giant rocks or boulders being like squished together. Just like... It's very unpleasant to hear, but that's the sound.
Scrawl blahs that to the group.
Right. Okay. That is
reminds me of
worse.
home.
Does it?
How do you think the crystals on my head are so sharp? My wife would take my head to the grindstone like every 2 nights or so.
That is, you know what? I'm not gonna intrude on your culture, but that sounds like. So does your wife like grab you just by the neck and put you up next to the grindstone?
Yes, she made me feel like a real woman.
That's...
Russ blushes and continues walking.
Huh.
Russ keeps on walking over here. Is like, I don't know. I feel like I sense like if we walk further, something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't
know
know.
what-
It feels like we're about to cross the threshold.
I'm gonna get. I don't know what's happening. Oh no! It's like
Stand on a little tippy toes at the edge.
I'm getting
peek
a
over.
message from Pride. She's telling me not to go further. There's danger afoot. Yeah, no, but no, I mean at that point, like Rust would just keep on walking and just keeps on looking over here.
I see
So-
no danger. Oh god, Alana, you teleported.
That scared the shit out of me. Alright. Since this is the threshold, are we for the sake of it, are we selecting an order which we want to enter?
You would enter as a group, basically, unless someone was running ahead. And you
So
guys
you allow
enter-
us that if next time as the encounter starts, we can kind of reposition ourselves a little bit in a circle or something.
Basically, yes. Basically, don't cross the threshold if you
Gotcha.
don't want combat. We would
Gotcha.
stop combat
So-
immediately if it began, but go in intentionally.
So are we good? Is there anything else we need to look at the statues, or because I don't mind continuing.
Yeah, I think
I am not the investigative type.
I already
Alright.
broke off a finger, so...
Yeah, that's true. It could be a lot worse. Russ just kind of like looks towards the left, looks towards the right.
I see danger.
So Chris,
Mhm.
I have taken the step.
You
I have
have indeed
crossed the
taken
line.
the step. This is where combat would begin. We immediately hit the pause button.
So, for the sake of it, would
Uh,
this creature immediately notice Rust?
As you turn the corner and see it, you see it grinding some stones together, as if it's playing with toys. But as it notices your steps forward, it turns its strange, ugly head and stares at you.
So, for the sake of it, does Russ know what this is, or is this just a creature to him?
Give me an Arcana check.
I'll take that. I'll take that before you start
I'm
screaming.
getting a bad feeling. I can't see it, but I have a feeling I might know what it might be.
So this is the line that we have right here. So this is how you guys are entering the combat. But since the illusion is gone, you may pass the line and see what's there, if you please.
Yeah, no, Russ is just gonna, with a 7, is
Just
like,
return to your
what
formation.
the fuck is that thing?
Oh God!
Yeah, so Russ is gonna, for the sake of it, since illusion, I'm gonna put myself here a little bit since he would take the lead, unless you want me to be there. But yeah, if anybody else wants to step in and see this fucker.
Yeah, here, I'll do this as well. So your line of like scrimmage is here. That is the first line of combat.
Yeah, so everybody come on, step in and see the bucko. What do we have?
I already saw it. I went, oh God! I'm bringing up the rear. I'm staying all the way back here, dude.
The line got moved.
Yeah, you have passed the combat line. This is now the formation line.
Okay.
So arrange yourselves as you please.
Can I do a check to see if I might know what this is from my heritage? Because I am one with the earth.
You may make an Arcana check. You do not get any advantages, unfortunately.
A 6.
Yeah, you don't know what the fuck that is.
It's salty.
It's big, it's bad.
As big as bad, he smelled like salt.
So was it? So the creature, was it just holding 2 rocks and just banging it against each other while it was sitting down in the corners like
effectively, yes.
Rocks.
In glancing at it, it does not look like an intelligent creature.
It bangs the rocks together in giant. It just goes, and now kiss, and now it's schmooch. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I don't really want to continue without Shane.
Yeah.
But,
one more check-in. See if there's any.
Yeah, we're gonna give it one more check-in.
I got a puppet.
Oh my.
It's a Willy. What you doing, Willy?
You want to play D&D? You want to be my faithful hound, my trusty steed? You are a Hormst.
Here. Hello. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. Yes, it's a good puppy.
Aggressive pats.
Baby.
Yo, big girl, you want smooches? Come here.
Ah, yes, I love you too.
God, I wish that was me.
He's my little angel. I don't know where the devil is, though. He's somewhere in the other room.
Little devil.
Are you guarding? Are you guarding to not let your brother come in?
Alright, I have sent the message. Now
He's speaking, he's typing.
He's communicating to us mentally.
Oh.
No, not tell how much. Nah, that's fair.
Sad.
It's fine. It happens.
Can't do that heat wave though.
Normal statements that are said.
We wait until next week to explore Pompeii with you.
But that shall be that for now.
Sadly, it shall be it for now, but that is okay.
That is the place to end for now. But, in unsurprising fashion, we do have some fart to look at.
Oh, yay!
A surprisingly large amount of fart.
Fart.
We got some. We got farting.
Haha!
All right, let's perceive the fart.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, very good.
Cute, cute, cute.
Burp.
Oh, so good.
Oh, that's me.
Fucking burp.
To the hole.
My hole.
We did go to the hole. That is true.
I approve of this one.
What the fuck?
Honestly, the way how I'm seeing it, with how often you kept on banging your head against the table, that makes sense.
I also approve of this one.
Honk.
Oh, that's so good.
There's a lot of the fucking. There's a lot of action comedy.
Smack. Yes.
Her head's a little dented, but she's still our friend.
Yeah.
I love her.
Oh, so
Love-
cute.
I blush towards her general direction.
Oh, that's so cute, though.
Speaking of cute, enjoy.
Always, always uppies.
I just like how dead on the inside and outside Rust looks.
It's the mask. No one knows. It's just the
He's
voice is all
actually
you
smiling.
hear. He's like, oh my god, he's asking for uppies again. I'm going to die. Bruh,
Oh.
stop drinking your milkshakes. Get over it.
I also approve of the paw pads. Well
I
done.
missed my way.
Yep, the beans
Oh my
are
god, he
there.
got the beans!
The beans aren't.
Oh,
Rustin
good
does indeed have beans.
Oh my god.
We don't have. Arthur, we need more rations.
We're gonna
Sounds
starve!
organic.
Oh my gosh.
We need the rations for Tahiti, Arthur. We need the rations.
For Tahiti.
We only have 30 pounds. What are we gonna do?
Oh. All of us looking at the salt people just, oh.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love how chubby his cheeks look. He's just very pinchable.
I like how the bone is there, like a little chicken wing.
There's a popsicle.
Salty popsicle.
My wife.
Wow.
Oh.
I love the little Animal Crossing anxiety written fucking rust in
Yeah.
the corner. It's great.
Oh,
I love it. It's so
good.
cute.
And last but not least,
Small.
Is them.
Small.
Is them.
Oh, I
Aw.
enjoy how Scraw is literally just a scribble.
yeah, it's like a signature.
To be
He
fair,
is one
Scott,
line and a dot.
when you think about it, from position and form, Scrot could also just be taken as like a rabbit.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like, when you think about it, it's like the
Back.
left is the ears.
Yeah.
No, it's
I
just
can
like,
see it. I can see it.
I love it. It's like one of those little figures where you like flip it over and it turns into something completely different. This is the same thing.
Very cute.
It's very adorable. I love it.